Hello everybody and welcome to today's stream. I am your humble host Gavin the Kitty, and today we are playing Castlevania the Adventure. It had a fantastic remake on the Wii. However, we are actually playing its little known Game Boy Color port. Yeah, so let's just get in with it. Hello Zenith and hello Skylar. Welcome. Gonna unpause that. I'll get into lore details and whatnot in a little bit. This game came out in Europe and Japan, and nowhere else, which makes it a little weird. Also, feel free to tell me if the audio is a little out of whack or a little quiet. Did I survive the hurricane? I wasn't even close to the hurricane. Oh, nice. Well, thank you for the like. Also, this is the first of the spooky streams. Yes, it is. Absolutely first of the spooky streams. Welcome to October-Vania! So, with Konami Game Boy Classics, we're starting with Castlevania the Adventure. So let's get into this. Did I survive the rain? Yeah. Rain didn't bother me too much. So this is a version of the game that, like, nobody ever references. The whole game is colored, and this is official, so good on it. So the Belmont we are controlling here is not Simon, it's not Richter, it's not Trevor, it is actually the grandson of Trevor Belmont, known as Christopher Belmont. I know his name's Christopher, I don't know the exact relation. He married to a woman, they were conceiving a child, Dracula attacked, Dracula stole his wife, infected the newborn infant, nobody knows that yet, and Christopher's just going to get revenge and basically destroy Dracula. You played Simon in Crossover? Well, Christopher here controls a little like Simon. He's got a flame whip. As long as we don't get hit, we keep the flame whip. I honestly... Castlevania the Adventure can be quite brutal at times, so... Its Wii remake is definitely the way to play this, but... The game's pretty good. If Simon is the one to torture Dracula the most, then Christopher's the one to get tortured by Dracula the most, because he just cannot catch a break. He doesn't have sub-weapons in this game, just the fireball, so... You might be asking, well, what's all the coins for? Points, the crosses are for invincibility, and yeah. Well, nice! Congrats, I hope that video does well for you, Skylar. I know for today, though, we're just gonna be hanging out playing some Castlevania. Later on this week, we have Luigi's Mansion Floor 1, FNAF Security Breach. On Thursday, I believe we will be doing Sonic Unleashed Part 2. And New Suit U Part 2 will be coming eventually, too. Essentially, this week I have all but 2 videos that are Spooky Month related. So, yeah, Spooky Month. How is everybody getting along with their Spooky Months? My Spooky Month is starting because, starting off fairly well. I spent the entirety of yesterday researching and doing a deep dive into Castlevania lore. For no reason in particular, just, you know, so I know what I'm talking about when I talk about it. Also, for the sheer fact of, it's Castlevania, like, who doesn't want to know about Castlevania? So, as we get hit, our whip downgrades, so we want to stay as far away from these enemies as possible. Hello, Casey the Hyena. Ugh, I can't speak. I still said it wrong. Ugh. I have been nasally as heck. I really hope I'm not getting sick. Things are a little bit better programmed on this than they are on the original. Of course, both work on the Game Boy, But if you were looking to save money, this was definitely the pack for you. I actually did a whole bunch of research into these games. They are expensive. Like, more than I would spend on a video game expensive. And I spend quite a bit of money on video games. Just for this channel alone, and this cartridge, is a bit much. The best way to play it right now is Castlevania the Anniversary Collection, which came out 2 or 3 years ago. Recently got a physical release by Limited Run Games, but yeah. Hope everybody's been doing good. How is everybody doing in the chat today? Also, alright. And just like that, our first boss is down. So I thought about doing a couple goals for this month. If we hit 400 subscribers, I might end up adding Castlevania Legends, making this a whole Game Boy trilogy. But I haven't decided on that, so just leave a like and subscribe if you want. Okay. So I'm going to be trying to avoid save states when possible. This game has some fairly interesting balance between its difficulty and how far you get in the game. Without having sub-weapons, a lot of the enemies are a lot harder to hit. I remember this game getting bashed left, right, and sideways when game reviewers, but it was really low-hanging fruit, and a lot of game reviewers didn't like touching it. Most people complain that it's slow, but this Game Boy Color port really does fix that. So let's go ahead and make a save state real fast, since we are beginning the level, finally. We're a good ways in. I won't be making save states super often, but we will try to make them at the beginning of each stage, because it's Castlevania the Adventure, and it takes a little while. And dying can be a bit costly. As you can notice, there's a lot of ropes and not a whole lot of staircases. That comes with the territory of ropes being easier to program. Believe it or not, it saved space on the Game Boy to not have the stairs. I believe the sequel had some stairs, and I know Legends had a ton. But by that point, they kind of had mastered the Game Boy. Like, they were able to put out 5 of these collections. We're going to go ahead and load our state back up from over here. Skip that little opening bit. Ah, yes. I would like to add, some of you may not know exactly what October-Vania month is. It is a month where we spend the entirety of it gushing over spooky video games like Castlevania, Luigi's Mansion, and even spooky adjacent games like Sonic Unleashed. The whole point of it is to bring awareness to the spooky games that exist. They don't always have to be scary to be a spooky game. They just have to be somewhat spooky. Like Castlevania. Not many people would say, ah yes, the pinnacle of horror. But a lot of people would lump it in, because it's got Dracula and monsters and creepy things, and it's got anime and all sorts of stuff that requires it to be spooky. So, like, of course it goes in spooky mode. The original, the first time we did October-Vania, its main allure was the fact that Metroid Dread was coming out. We played through Metroid Dread, and we made a whole month of Metroid and Castlevania. This time around, we are focusing more so on the horror aspect of Castlevania. And I am struggling to get past this one obstacle. I'm sorry, guys. I might have a co-host today, I might not. It's all in the heart of the cards, I guess. So the thing about the ropes are, the sequel added the ability to quickly slide up and down the ropes. Which isn't possible here. And the most recent Castlevania game to come out is for Apple devices. I don't think I will ever get a chance to actually try it. Because I don't think it's ever going to come off of the Apple devices. But it recently had its final story update, and I look forward to learning what all the secrets are, but it's one of those games where some people look at it and go, well, that's not canon, and it's like, yeah, but it's cool. And it can tell you stuff about the in-betweens of lore. Which is funny, right? A lot of games that people are like, oh, that's not canon. I can be like, yeah, but it's got so many elements that explain so much in canon, so don't just ignore it and write it off. Which actually is what happens with Castlevania a lot, and it's why I want to do a video covering the games that are taken in and out of canon constantly. And when I mean constantly debated. So, this game isn't debated, neither is Castlevania 1. But other games almost certainly are. Circle of the Moon is one of those games that's been taken in and out of canon more times than I can count. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and reload the state here. Oh, nice. Thank you guys so much for the 4 likes so far. Right now, nobody is co-hosting with me. I do not have a co-host for today. It can be a bit difficult to get everyone's schedule, and not everybody's into Castlevania, so it can be a bit harder. Especially since I don't feel like bashing Konami. I know that is, like, the internet's favorite pastime. Is bashing Konami. Like, yeah, their business practices suck, but from what I can tell, they kind of always sucked. Doesn't make them right, just means that people didn't care until their favorite franchises stopped coming out, which is even worse in some way. Some way, shape, or form, it's a little worse. Furthermore, and PersonaCons, yes, I have heard of them. I plan on going to any of them? Probably not. Not anytime soon, anyways. Hello, Tristan the Raccoon. Welcome, welcome. We are playing Castlevania the Adventure. Feel free to ask questions. I'd love to answer them. I spent hours researching this game. There's a comic book with Christopher in it called Castlevania the Belmont Legacy. It was released by IDW Comics, and it tells the story of the stuff that happens in between. So... okay, why is this such... Such the struggle. Why are they fussing? The answer is because it's Castlevania. No, but the game isn't bad, it's just not perfect, which is A-okay. It was their first time making a Game Boy game, like, of course, there's gonna be so many more limitations. Dang it. We are using save states because the modern collection allows for save states, so why shouldn't I allow myself to use a few? Okay, I did lose the fireball there. There's no sub-weapons in this game, as I mentioned earlier, so it can be of the utmost importance to not get hit. Because with every hit, you will lose you will lose your whip slightly. So if you got it big, and then it goes to shooting a fireball, well, be sure to not get hit. It's gonna be tricky. I'm attempting to curse less and less as I make these videos to both comply with YouTube, and I've also heard a couple of people's complaints that they don't like hearing me curse, so I'll try to refrain from that. If anybody catches me, just be like, Gavin, you said you wouldn't. And sometimes it can be nice, right? Like a good just yelling out a damn it every now and again. Like, that could feel good. It doesn't have to be. You just say darn it. Anyways. Enough of me rambling about stupid things. Oh man, this is so difficult. For those in chat who are just showing up, how are you guys doing today? Good, I hope. Okay, we're gonna put a save state in that next room so long as I can keep the longer whip. So the order in which the original games go is you use the Hunter Whip, the Ball and Chain, and then Vampire Killer. Or the Ball and Chain is sometimes just referred to as the Vampire Killer. The anime called it the Morning Star, which is true. Like, technically, it can be called the Morning Star, because that's what it was called in the manual. But there's so much confusion over the three whips that it's just like... Vampire Killer. Hey, I managed to do it. Gonna go ahead and hit save. We might have to abuse save states every now and again. This game is not particularly easy. And sometimes it can just be downright mean. With pretty much every enemy projectile slowing down the game. Okay, so this is one of the most, like, interesting things. So these eyeballs, if you hit them, they explode the bridge underneath you. Just like that. Well, I'm trying to quickly do these turns and jumps. It's not quite as smooth as Symphony of the Night, which if you haven't seen that 12-hour playthrough, probably don't. I mean, go watch it if you want, if you're curious. It was from last year, so... But apparently my save file got corrupted or something, because it's gone. It's not on my PlayStation anymore, which is sad. Because I'm pretty sure that was how I was playing it that year. What's up? Oh no, I hope you feel better. No proof that it's haunted. But it's most certainly haunted. I feel that. In my soul. It's not... It could be haunted. Very much could be. But as far as I am aware, it's all haunted down here. Now you might be asking, Gavin, why are you using save states? Because the game's tough. And sometimes save states help. I keep forgetting that I don't have quite as fluid jumps as later Belmonts, so even early on, if I tap left, I gotta make sure I'm moving left before I hit that jump button. Ew. That's a little messy. Messed up. Both. Fitting for October-Vania, but yeah. Suitably creepy. For those who haven't seen the promo video for October-Vania yet, go watch it. I animated myself in Dracula's shoes, and it ended up really blurry because of the way my rendering software did it, but hey. At least I made a thing. Okay, we're going to want that candle. Ah, the struggle. Yeah, I still don't understand how this works, because I'm like... Like, what? Sometimes there's a little bit of lag when I land, other times there's just instant. And I think that's one of the ones with an actual power-up in it, which is... Alright, I think we're just at a lost cause there. Two birds, one stone. Also, a bunch of lost health. Also, yes, if I jumped off the rope there, I would take damage. I would fall into a pit. Which seems really weird since the rope just magically disappears in between screens. And I think that's another one-up. That was not. Oh boy, yeah. Trust me, I've been there. It's like, I don't want to be sick, but if I have to be sick, please make it tomorrow. Like, I feel that. This game isn't super long, so... This is why the fireball is super helpful. Since Christopher doesn't have any sub-weapon use, it can make the rest of this way harder. That. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be so much easier if we could just keep a hold of it. Keep a hold of our weapon. I'm sorry if it seems a little repetitive. That's just how hard this game is. At least it's live, you guys get to interact. It's a little bit of something different. Most playthroughs of Adventure just rag on it. I've seen an entire, like, somebody sat down, made a whole, like, half an hour to an hour interpretation of why The Adventure Rebirth is a bad remake. Like, it's a good game, but in many ways, like, it doesn't reuse any of the music in this game. And that's a shame, because I played one during the opening. It was an unused track called Battle of the Holy, which is, like, the best track from this game. Okay. Ooh, there we go. The screen can fill up with these guys really fast. What? Okay, apparently that killed me. There we go. Now I'm a bit more comfortable with saving my state there. And you notice the timer does count down. We only have so long to get through the stage. Okay. Well. And with that, we beat the second level. Ah, it could be really tricky. This game is super difficult. I find it really good, though, with the music. Which is why I think this Game Boy Color version of this game is so neat. Hardly anyone knows about it. But, like, why would they? It only came out in, like, Europe. Oh, that's annoying. So chat, what do you guys think about Castlevania? As a whole, as a series? You already know my opinion. I love this series. I think it's one of those game series that people often overlook because, oh, ew, gross, Konami. Even though, yes, it's massive. Yes, Simon and Richter both showed up in Smash Brothers. I can still kind of look at it and go, okay. Eek. I don't like that. How fast it can just be like, yeah, no, we're just gonna kill you. Hi, welcome to Dracula's Insurance. We'll just kill you. I don't know. Sometimes things pop in my head and I find them funny. Dracula's hospital. We suck, so you don't have to. I have no idea what's going on in my head anymore. In the past, people have asked me, like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I have no idea. And we got our fireball back. It's perfect time for us to save our state. Like I said, perfect time to save our state. Ah, man. What's everybody got planned for Halloween in October? I think this year I might end up going back to my hometown and passing out candy with my mother. If I learn that they're actually doing trick or treat. Of course, I will absolutely be bringing my suit. Of course, I'll bring my suit with me, and I don't know. Maybe I'll record something small. Alright. It's the very top here. Oh man, this is so tough. I don't like this. This is just so tight. I don't like the timing for this. Fuck! See, I knew I was gonna curse this episode, but I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Just kind of exasperated. Okay. Okay, time to try this again. Hello, February! How you doing today? Hope you're having a great October-Vania thus far. Hope you're gearing up for this spooky season. No, I am. What would make it better is if we can get to, if we can get more subscribers. Now I'm debating just... Yep, okay. That settles that. I don't like losing the fireball in this game. I've already covered why. It's because Christopher here didn't learn how to use any of the sub-weapons. I'm kidding, of course. In the second game, he actually does use the sub-weapons, but for now, Christopher is the sole Belmont who just cannot. Christopher is also one of the few Belmonts where we actually know their kid's name, because generally it skips a generation or two. But since his kid is going to come up in the next game, I may as well tell you that his name is Soleil Belmont, I believe, is the name of his it's the name of his kid. I've heard it pronounced two ways, Soleil and Soleil. It's spelled weird, and it's converting Japanese into English, and it's, yeah, I don't know. Aha! There we go. Making it all the way up. Lost the fire. It's alright. As our platforming prowess is getting better and better. Oh, they love tight platforming like this. I don't know why. It makes it really hard to make commentary, because I'm like, I gotta focus. Okay. Luckily that was a one tile gap, and Christopher here goes for 2 tiles. Aha! Oh no! Well, that was definitely worth the little bit of time. Luckily, we saved a state, which means we'll be able to actually, maybe, possibly, if we're lucky, keep the fire whip. Alright. Now that we know we don't have to go down there. Or the game will just force us, and we will struggle with the consequences. Video game logic! You didn't do that. Something about the whip coming out and just hitting an enemy with the whip are two different aspects for some enemies. It's strange. Like these roly-poly guys, you gotta hit them with the ball of the whip. You hit them with anything else. They spiral out of control. Oh boy. But we're not just going to be covering Castlevania games this month. If you guys have seen the... little teaser I put out, you'll know that we're also going to be covering Luigi's Mansion and Sonic Unleashed. So, look forward to those as they come out. Now, I don't understand here. How in the world are you supposed to make that jump if it gimps your jump as the screen is moving up? Like, it just kind of programs a wall. Oh man, the timer is just brutal in this game. Yeah, okay, that was a bit much. Like I said, if you go too fast for the screen, there's just a random wall at the top. So throughout this entire auto-scroller, Christopher's sluggish movements and only slightly faster than the screen climbing speed makes this a lot harder than it really needs to. Okay, we've all seen that first part enough. Get on with it! Of course, with each one of these, it's gonna get a little tougher. There's only like 4 stages in this game, though, so it's not too bad. The sequel ups the ante. Absolutely. I think there's 5 or 6 stages there. That's about as long as the first Castlevania game, but this... it's shorter than you'd like, but I'm okay with it being shorter, because with it being shorter, it means I can show off a couple of other little secrets. Angelo, only 4 stages and no final boss? No, it's got a final boss. It's got a boss at the end of every single stage. Like I said, it's only 4 or 5 stages. And we'll fight Dracula at the end of this. Granted, Dracula gets the upper hand on Christopher here. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But Angelo, great question. I think the question about the bosses is a lovely statement to make. Our goal here is going to be to get as far away from that moving spike wall as possible. You know, like most would want. Oh, it's going to be a struggle all the way, ain't it? If anybody watching this is new here, be sure to subscribe and leave a like and all that, because we're going to be playing through multiple Castlevania games, not just the Adventure, throughout the month of October, and I've got tons of other games planned as well. I don't know exactly what the most optimal strat is here. I guess it would look something like that. Oh, we're back down to... Oh god, that is... my hands are sweating just playing this. Alright, up. Okay, I still haven't quite figured out exactly what it is that make them do that. Is it the flame on the whip? Is it hitting him with the chain? Is it the... I cannot figure this out for the life of me. Is it what animation frame they're on? If so, that's a little silly. Is it if you're jumping? Once again, still a little silly, but... at least it makes sense. Okay. Alright, I think I have enough time, so... oh man, just... barely. Wall! Wall! Ah! Spooky. I don't like it. Ha! Room with a little bit of everything. There's a little secret for you, and I think this is the boss for the stage. Of course. We'll give him another shot here. Honestly, I think Christopher's one of those more underrated Belmonts. His stuff's less so about... every game he's ever showed up in has... Every time he's shown up, it's always shown that he's less about strategic power and more just raw power. Like, he doesn't come in here with a bunch of weak sub-weapons. He just says, I'm gonna put fire on the whip and go from there. Do I think that's a good strategy? Absolutely not. I think it's the most ridiculously silly strategy. I was doing well. Well, that's that for the for that boss. On to stage 4, which I believe is the actual castle itself. Yep. So this is when things step up in difficulty yet again. Love this track. This is the Battle of the Holy. Well, or... No, this is a different track, but it's still good. As you can see, we've got knights that pop out the walls. Should be another set. Of course, now we have the first boss, except a little bit more of a standard enemy this time. Yeah, I think this game's alright. It's never taken the place of, like, best Castlevania. But with a soundtrack this good, it comes pretty close to taking my favorite soundtrack. Even though it is a small playlist of, like, 7 or 8 tracks. And the story here is pretty good, too. Not like the holy grail of video game stories. No. It's simple, but it works. It works for a Castlevania game. We're gonna go ahead and save our state first up here. Inch our way a little closer. Cool. No idea what that is, but cool. Welcome, Ronnie. We were just playing through some Castlevania the Adventure. I believe we are on one of the final stages, if not the final stage. And it's just kind of throwing all the tricky enemies at us, so... Just hoping that we survive long enough to make it to Dracula. Has anybody seen that, the Moon Knight TV series, Disney Plus show? I don't know why Moon Knight always makes me chuckle with those edited panels. Because at this point, it's gotten to the point where nobody knows whether it's... If that is just... Is Moon Knight that insane? It gets tough to just displace his insanity from the panels that are like... Come out, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. I know you're in there. Like, stuff like that. Where it's like, yeah, Moon Knight did not say that. But, like, it's funny. And I kind of place that on the same level as the Belmonts from Castlevania. Is it something insane, or is it just a Belmont going and saying stuff about Dracula? Like, I feel like it's the same level of insanity. Is it Moon Knight or a Castlevania line? I'm not kidding. Like, replace any Moon Knight, any panel in a Moon Knight comic, or a comic where Moon Knight shows up with Dracula or Belmont lines from a Castlevania game. And they're just insane enough to be like, he might have said that in the original panel. Maybe. Maybe is always the word that... the only term I need to be like, yes. Could happen. Maybe. We'll go ahead and rewrite the state so we can get this and hopefully survive. I like how this track ends up using a lot of the Castlevania like motifs in the song while also being its own thing. Alright, now this is a tricky room. Ah, well, I really do hope you get better soon. It's always nice having you on. Hopefully, I'm not getting sick, because, yeah. I'm sure you guys have noticed over the past couple videos, I've just sounded kind of raspy and a little bit nasally. Alright, this is gonna be... Maybe this time! Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Maybe this time the platforms won't troll me. Psych. Fooled you. So the later games end up... At least I don't think this first game does this. Where those platforms, those spiked on the wall, end up coming out to be platforms, but you have to carefully time your jump. Alright, file. Save our state yet again. Oh, there we go. We're just gonna use save states on each of these rooms, because one wrong move and I'm... One wrong move and I'm a shish kebab. A Belmont kebab? A missing bit of program. An 18th century snack. I want to use that as a pickup line. Babe, you're looking like a shish kebab. Skewered and on a spike? No, an 18th century snack. Somebody use that on somebody and tell me if it worked, because I think that would be the funniest thing if it worked. Be like, ah, yes, a couple that was meant to be. See, without the fireball, it makes rooms like that so much trickier. Really? Really, dude, with us... What? Okay, it missed us that first time. What changed? What changed? I'm telling you, Castlevania the Adventure, it is wild with its hitboxes. Ugh. Okay, so it is this game, where we're gonna be looking like a 18th century snack. I'm gonna use that on Truman later tonight. Just gonna message him and be like, babe, you looking like a shish kebab. Sorry, that is now the only thing on my mind. Oh, I could go for the orb. Or we could just go on to the next room. And hope for safety. Ooh. I'll take it. I'll take the damage. Okay. There's a tricky room, okay. Brutally accurate hitboxes here. What you're meant to do is bait him into hitting high, so that way then you could aim low. Alright. Left and... Darn. Alright, and we're at the boss. And we died at the boss. We'll see where it respawns. Okay, I'm okay with this. So yes, 4 stages, a boss per level. And we've got the chain whip, that isn't bad. As you can see, Dracula's just airing out his fireballs. This is just gonna be the rest of the part, probably, is just me struggling. Now, some might ask, is Castlevania the Adventure Rebirth planned? Not for this year, at least, because since I figured we have both of Christopher's games planned, no point in doing all three. I'm gonna stay right there and scream. Thank God we did not head all the way back that far. Okay, what is the strategy here? I don't understand. Okay, that was a little weird. Oh no, it's Dracula. He's here to sell his knockoff merchandise. When Dracula's just that really cheap guy. Well, we got really close. Alright, that hitbox is way bigger than what you think it is. Nope, we're gonna let him come to us. And now we have this thing. You might be wondering, what? Exactly. Christopher doesn't really so much kick Dracula's butt as Dracula does just try and fly away. I still don't fully understand his hitbox here. Ugh. I don't like this. Ah. Well, Liam, I hope you rest. Oh boy, this is tricky. For those who don't know, we already have basically played through this entire game in an hour. The only thing left to do is try and do Dracula without getting hit so we can have a chance at beating his face, too. The phase isn't hard. What's tricky here is Christopher's movements and jumps. This is so difficult. I don't like this. This is the part of the game where you're gonna see me lose, probably, for a while. Castlevania is a hard series, so anytime... Anytime you could see me try and take a small advantage, I'll take it. Alright, this is looking so far so good. We'll go ahead and save that on 3. Oh boy. Okay. This track is so good, too. It's just... getting there is half the battle. Don't like it. No siree, do not like it. I don't remember how I did this on the PS5. Sometimes it'll just gimp your jump, because... oh, look at all the platforms! Hello, Jethro! We're just trying to beat Dracula. It's exactly as hard as it sounds. I know, the best answer is don't let him in then. He will be defeated. I'm gonna assume I beat it like this. Not like that, but like... Jet-heeled Silver Fox, welcome, welcome. We are just playing some Castlevania the Adventure, and I'm trying to beat the final boss here, because it's not a long game. Oh, is that how I did it? Hello, Millie! Welcome, welcome. Finding remixes for the Castlevania the Adventure is so difficult, but this game is such full of bangers that it's, like, hard. You have this on the NES? I don't believe you do, because this is Castlevania the Adventure. It was only released on the Game Boy, and then again on the Game Boy Color, in the Konami Collection Volume 1. And then later remade for the Nintendo Wii. Hello, Tessa the Fox. Love me some Castlevania. We play as Christopher in this one. I like Christopher because he's got such a relatable story. What man hasn't been just trying to live his life and then Dracula shows up and tries to kidnap and kill the entire village, you know? It's just such a relatable story. But welcome, welcome. Glad you guys could make it. Oh, darn. This really is a toughie. That's just the start of the October-Vania, though. Everything gets a little more fair after the first episode. Because by that point, I'll be playing Castlevania games pretty much all month long, so... the difficulty and whatnot goes down when you're neck deep in a Castlevania game. The Castlevania game we have planned for next week is Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge, which is the sequel to this one. We got kinda close. We got kinda close that one time. Oh, I see. Okay, so I think he bounces 3 times and then shoots the bats. Can't tell you for certain, but we'll give it a shot. Hello, Caden. Super Nintendo, I'm sure via the Super Game Boy, if I'm not mistaken, right? It is a pretty good game, but I am struggling here. Hello, Azara. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so that's how close we can come by just brute forcing it. Gosh, this is tricky. I'm so sorry that I'm having to go silent for this. Difficulty's just really high for this final boss. I mean, the whole game is pretty difficult. We've breezed through most of it in an hour. Then we spent 20 minutes on just the boss alone. This is a tricky game. Definitely tricky. But we're going to give it a shot for as long as it takes. You can actually play this on modern systems via the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Although it is just in black and white or green. It's not this updated color port. Okay. I see what I have to do. I don't like that that's the way you have to do it. Yeah, you really do have to just bait him and go. Ugh. See, here I thought I had practiced enough on other Castlevania games to be like, yes, the adventure. I forgot how tough the final boss was. I should have practiced this. I shouldn't have just been like, ah, yeah, I'll practice other Vania games, because he's doing a ton of health. Just just a ton of Now that's a lot of damage. Get Phil Swift in here to clean up my mess. Why do I keep doing that? I keep hitting 11 and that goes all the way back to stage 2. I've got it mapped out kind of weird. I'm using the defaults for MGBA for this. Since this color version of the game has never been re-released officially, I kind of wanted to take it into my own hands. Play this cool version of this game that nobody really cares about because they did an awesome remake on the Wii and everybody cares about that. Okay, I think I understand. If I'm gonna get hit, I want to get hit by the bats. I don't want to get hit by him. Ah, so difficult. Of course, the cars decide they want to be loud as heck today. Sorry about the background noise, not much I can do about the main road out there. Okay, I don't want to get hit at all, but... You guys can make fun of me later on that this is the one that beats me up this badly. Be like, he couldn't even beat Castlevania the Adventure. It's okay. The adventure what? The adventure continues. Continues where? I don't know. Every now and again, a random bat will decide he's had enough of my shit, and he'll just swarm me. I think that happens when he gets low enough on health. My other strategy won't work, because my other strategy was stand all the way on the top. Whip him as he goes towards me. But the only part of him that is a hitbox there is that tiny little triangle on top of his head. Kid, stop hitting buttons. Gosh. Me and my thumb. Wait a minute. So he bounced. One, two, smack, sit. Okay. Don't sit there, though. One, two. This is just interesting to me. At least we have him getting closer. We are learning slowly. Sorry, this is a little bit painful to watch. I should have probably practiced a lot more than I did. It's just a timing interval in between when he shoots bats. You ever want to know why NES Hard was a thing? It's because Konami just wouldn't stop. And I mean straight up wouldn't stop. Like, even the developers admitted defeat in some cases. Which sounds wild, like, what do you mean admitted defeat? I mean, they put in a code called the Konami Code just so they could beat Gradius for playtesting purposes. Any game that they were having trouble while playtesting with got the Konami Code treatment. Hang on. What if I just do... I'm so sorry I'm getting quiet for these sections. They are just incredibly difficult. I hope it's still a joy for you guys to watch, though. Feel free to make fun of me in the comments. It's all good. Like, gee, Willikers, he sure does suck at video games. Like, yeah. Totally agree. I think that was probably my best play yet. And with that, Castlevania the Adventure is done! I hope you guys enjoyed that. Short little romp. Always a fun time. I've got more longer games planned for throughout the month, so don't think that this was it. It was just the start, the beginning. Which is fair, because this was a bit of a prequel when it first came out. Some people even incorrectly thought this was Simon, because they didn't read the manual. I think the American manual said it was Simon, which is so incorrect. It's Christopher Belmont, but that was his first tirade against Dracula. Well, technically second if you read the IDW comics, which there's only 5 of them. Go read them. They're not awful, they're not great, but they're worth a read. Especially because they're canon. So yeah. Of course, we also are going to have Luigi's Mansion Part 1 later on this week. Sonic Unleashed Part 2. Should be a fun time all around. I've got some stuff planned. Yeah, but I think I'll do that. If we can hit 400 subscribers by the end of the month, I will play Castlevania Legends the first week of November. As a little bonus, an extra, a subscriber goal bonus. I think we can hit it. That's 40 subscribers in 1 month, and this channel averages about 70 on a good month. So, yes. If you want to see Castlevania Legends, or just want to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And I will... and I'll see you guys in the end slate. There goes Dracula. Also, when you hit continue, you just start with the same score. But yes, if you guys enjoyed, please hit subscribe. Remember to follow me on Twitter at GavinDragonYT. If you feel the need to donate and help me out even more, there's a PayPal link on your screen as well as in the description below. Once this video gets done processing, there will be a playlist and a video right next to my head. And an easy button to subscribe, so please go hit all that fun stuff. I got way more things planned from Castlevania, Luigi's Mansion, Sonic Unleashed, FNAF Security Breach. It should be a good time all around. I have been your humble host, Gavin the Kitty. Good night, everybody.